we're working right now, as we've presented at many of the professional meetings, the Academy of Management and all that for the past few years, on coaching with compassion versus what we call coaching for compliance, where you're trying to get the person to comply with your wishes. The one caveat I have to say is our approach to compassion is different, slightly different. It's an expanded view. The traditional Western and Eastern view is that compassion is feeling for someone in pain or someone who's suffering. Excuse me. Our contention is that the experience of compassion is more like a Confucian benevolence of opening yourself up to the other. So while it may be if the other's in pain, but it isn't always. Sometimes it's opening yourself up to the other with the aspiration of the nobility of the human spirit, or helping someone reach for their dreams. That with that caveat about compassion, we believe that the most effective leaders and managers, and I think helpers in general, which includes coaches, and now we have beginning data on doctors with patients' interactions, that if they're genuinely showing what we're calling the components of compassion, which include empathy and caring and something actionable, that they're much more effective. Why? Because they allow the person to stimulate, technically, the parasympathetic nervous system, which leads to this opening up. And very often, if a person doesn't feel cared for, especially if you're in a power distance relationship, you're wondering, what's the person really after? What message are they giving me? Should I suck up? Should I worry about this? All these other kinds of things. Now, how easy is it for people and organizations to acknowledge that this is important? I have found that in service businesses or organizations, not for profit as well as for profit, I have found that in vision, mission-driven, value-sensitive organizations, organizations that have thought about their purpose, that this comes as not only no surprise, but it comes as a validation of something they already know. And in some cases, we're allowed to put a label on it that people felt awkward. I would have to say the biggest resistance I've had in the past 5 or 6 years to this concept came from the editors of the Harvard Business Review.